All right, let's go to the studio in the clouds where we've got Kristen Milburn with us. Is that how you pronounce your name?
Yes, yes.
Outstanding. She's with the Sunny Days with a D, oh, the Z, Sunny Days Mural Fest. That's going to be a part of Route 66. And thank you so much for joining us today. How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well. I got some 3D printers behind me here and also a pencil. So I'm doing, kind of a analog digital type of a world going on. And I'm a Libra, so that's the way my world works.
Balance.
Um,
It's all
what
about
what
balance.
what town is this going to be in? Because this is like a traveling deal, and it just so happens that it's in a town that the is along Route 66 and the centennial's going on. So it's just, I mean, piggybacking off of some just fantastic national public relations. And then also, I just read AAA put out a study that 41% of adults are going to be taking part of Route 66 this summer as well. So, some good, like I say, piggybacking and enhancing and amplifying. But what town is this in? And give us a little background on it too, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, we will be in Claremore this year, which is a town that's about 20, 30 minutes outside of Tulsa, in Northeast Oklahoma. So this is our sixth year doing Sunny Days Mural Festival. And we have actually, this is our third location along Route 66. So it doesn't always happen that way, but we will be doing Claremore, and then we've done Tulsa, and then downtown Edmond. And also the Britton District was our very first location, and that is in Northwest OKC. And all of those are very close to or on Route 66.
I usually stay in Edmond when I'm going to Oklahoma City, and then I
Oh,
just
really?
kind of, yeah, I do. Yeah, I like to stay. I travel with a dog, and so I like to stay where I can get out and let the dog run around a little bit. And sometimes I think it's more that's a little south of Oklahoma. I'll stay
Mhm.
there as well. But at any rate, are you from Oklahoma?
Yeah, I'm from Oklahoma City. I've lived here my whole life, other than when I lived in Tulsa for a little bit. But
Hey,
yeah.
before we get into some of the sunny days, have you ever done the Route 66 or anything along those lines?
Yeah, so my parents are both in their 60s. My dad had his 66th birthday 3 years ago, and so we did a little Route 66 tour kind of in the area north of OKC. There's the Round Barn and the Pops Bottle, and there's a museum down there that's kind of the history of the Route 66 route in the area. And then my mom is turning 66 actually next week. And this weekend, we are going to do the Tulsa route and going to Catoosa to see the blue whale and the totem poles in Tulsa. So just kind of doing more Northeast Oklahoma this time.
Oh, fantastic. I read a study where I think I mentioned that earlier, the AAA one, 41%. And this is what we're talking about. Some people might do 30 miles, some people might do the whole 2,400 miles. And that's the thing that's so neat about it. I found since we started doing these interviews and started researching, I fell into this actually because I got commissioned to write a book on some Americana behind Route 66, and I didn't realize hotels and motels were completely reimagined because of Route 66. I didn't realize Phillips 66 essentially got its name from the safety of 66 miles an hour and the road of 66 and all. It was just so many different little, I call it bathroom reader type facts that came out of Route 66 that it was so fascinating to me. And then the artist in me came out, and I'm like, I have to go and document this and do this trip and try to really. And I've been in the media for over 30 years, and so at the same time, I'm like, okay, we'll do this like a diners, dine-ins, and drives meets Paul Harvey type of a
I love that.
really
Yeah.
old and kind of make it new. And this mural fest really attracts me because I'm from the day I grew up when billboards were actually painted. Okay, there
Mm,
was a time when they weren't digital screens that you can just
yeah.
flick a switch on. No, this was like a month-long art project for somebody.
Yeah.
It was a job, and it was fan, and people had them up for a year, if not 10 years,
Mhm.
because you basically commissioned an artist. And so whenever there's a chance to support the arts, this is what I'm talking about. I mean, I'm talking about real embedded things like this. So, talk to me a little bit about this Mural Fest. What can people expect? Because from the photos that I've seen, it's like a billboard, but on the sides of buildings.
Yeah, so we in Claremore, the amount of murals we're able to do is really dependent on funding, and we're always sourcing that. But we're aiming to do between 20 and 30 murals that will make up close to 13,000 square feet of painted space. So, one thing that makes Sunny Days unique is that we hire exclusively women and gender minority artists because they are underrepresented in the arts world. And just like every other industry in the US, women in the arts make 75 cents on the dollar to men. So, we are also the highest paid mural festival in the state. We really want to um, value our artists as professionals and create a pipeline of professional artists that can make art a full-time job. And Oklahoma is really getting there. We have a really great art scene, especially you said you stay in Edmond. Edmond is a big arts town. The city has really supported the arts. And I think we're really getting there, and Sunny Days is helping do that.
What are some of the murals that are being painted? Are they thematic of the town? Is it Route 66 theme this year? I guess, I'm just kind of spitballing here because, or is it more of the local culture, or does the artist just, hey, I wanted a palm tree. I don't care. It's going to be a palm tree.
Yeah, we do. We provide the artists with some inspiration because we really want the murals to be reflective of the local culture. So,
And it's going to be in public and children are going to be walking by. And
yes. So
yes,
we
yes.
definitely have standards that we give them, but and it's not allowed to be explicit or political or anything like that. But otherwise, we give artists complete creative license. So while we provide inspiration, we don't actually give any input on their final design, because we really want artists to be able to have their full creative expression, and that's really important to us. But we do really hope that the artists will take inspiration from the towns and neighborhoods and communities where we're painting because we want it to be reflective of the people who live there. So, for example, last year we were in Capitol Hill, which is in the south side of OKC and has a huge Hispanic population. So we made a point of hiring a lot of Hispanic artists, and a lot of the art reflects that culture as well. And then um, this year, Claremore is in the heart of the Cherokee Nation. So we're really making sure that we are folding in Cherokee Nation leadership, and hiring Indigenous artists, and really hoping that the artists take inspiration from that. It's also the area in Claremore where we're painting is called the Lilac District, which is named after Lynn Riggs, who wrote the book that inspired the musical Oklahoma. So Claremore has a really rich cultural history, and we're hoping that the artists take inspiration from that as well.
That's a lot to unpack just right there. I mean, we got
Yeah.
Oklahoma with the lilacs, and then you've got the Cherokee, is it Nation, right? You said?
Cherokee Nation, yes.
And wow, that's a lot there. I mean, I was going to go one direction, but I mean, there's just so many to go that.
Mhm.
How far outside of Tulsa are you?
Well, so I live in OKC, but Claremore is, I think it's about 20 minutes outside of Tulsa.
Okay, so it's almost a connective suburb at that point.
Sure,
Okay.
yeah. It Claremore has it has a very like historic downtown though. It's a very old
Hmm.
city, and it one of the things that I love about it too is it's a very the businesses in the downtown area, which you don't often see this in small towns, they're almost all what's the word I'm looking for? They're almost all full. So there's businesses, thriving restaurants,
Hmm.
antique stores, beauty salons. It's a really like thriving downtown area, which I think is pretty unique for a small town to have their historic downtown really full and vibrant.
When is the mural's going to be up, or is there a week-long festival? Is it they paint during the festival, or is it unveiled? I guess I've never been, so walk me through.
Yeah, so the artists will arrive 1 week before the festival and they will paint for a week until May 30th. May 30th is the festival from 12 to 8 p.m. and we'll have live music. The artists will be available. All the art will be complete. We'll have vendors, food trucks. So the celebration happens on May 30th, but the artists are there for an entire week painting.
The Lilac District in
Yes.
Claremore, Oklahoma. Now, is there lilacs there?
Not that I've seen.
Okay,
I'm not
because
exactly sure where the lilac inspiration came from, to be honest,
um,
other than
have
the
you,
book.
have you ever been to St. George, Utah?
I have not.
Okay, so if you drive north of St. George, there's a town called, I think Cedar City is the name of it. It's where the Southern Utah University is. But
Mm.
St. George is like, it's one of the top retirement communities. It's got the Red Rock, and then it's got this, I think, another mountain behind it. So you got layers of colors with the mountains, and it's in a bowl. So the weather's perfect all the time. It's 3 hours from Vegas, 5 hours from Salt Lake City. It's 45 minutes from Zion National, Park, and it's
Well, it's
absolutely,
sold.
yeah, exactly. I mean, it was my top retirement place in the world, and then
Wow.
it got really popular, right?
Yeah.
And uh, in between there is like the biggest lilac farm in the United States. Is where the healthy oils come from, and all these
Oh,
living oils or whatever. I forget the name of it, but
yeah, essential oil.
so anyway, that's why I was asking if there was
Oh, cool.
lilacs in there,
Yeah.
but. Sponsors. You say you're always looking for sponsors, and who do you have, and how can people sponsor you?
So right now, our biggest sponsor is actually the city of Claremore. So we do ask that the cities have a certain amount of buy-in, or it doesn't have to be a city. So we've worked with cultural districts, neighborhoods, organizations as well, but we ask that they have a certain amount of buy-in. And then we actually just submitted a really big Route 66 grant, fingers crossed, that we're hoping that we get. And then we're soliciting donations all the time. Sunnydaysmuralfest.com if you're interested in sponsoring. And one of the cool things that I think is a really cool benefit to being a sponsor of the festival is that it's permanent recognition. So the sponsors get a plaque on the mural until the until the mural is up. I mean, it could be up for 10, 20, 30 years. We walk our artists through a process of UV coatings and prepping and priming the walls so that the art lasts for a really long time. So that's one of the cool things about being a sponsor of this festival is that not only is it there forever, but they're also highly photographable, which is mostly what people come to do. They come to get their picture in front of the mural and your name is right there. And I think it's a lot of goodwill for the companies that donate, I think.
I didn't realize this was like an evergreen mural. Like
Yes.
I guess I kind of assumed it was. Oh, it's just a year. Like
Yeah.
just most people, their mind goes to something along those lines. But so this is something that would be, for especially if it's on Route 66. I mean, it could become something that is iconic with at
We
least
hope so.
the new generation of icons along, like I joke a little bit because the hotel industry has gotten taken over so much by corporations, and so the diners still could have some family owned things, but it's so hard in the hotel industry that the ones that are still like family owned and small businesses are pretty rare.
Mm,
And so I was joking like, oh, the Holiday Inn on Route 66 just doesn't have the same ring to it
yeah.
as, like the Safari Inn or something along those lines. But this is
Yeah.
something that could really be part of the new culture that Route
We hope
66
so.
has built. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. We only ask that because we're painting on buildings that are owned by people who are not us. So we only ask that the building owners keep it up for a year, but in practice, that's not really been an issue. We haven't had any business owners that I know of paint over their murals. So the murals we did 6 years ago are still there and will hopefully be there for many years to come.
Well, and the Libra comes out in me because there's a balance there. The artist wants to obviously show respect to their art and as well as to the person who's allowing the canvas to happen. And so I mean, the yin and yang, you're always going to have a dot of chaos within everything else, but that's so rare that,
Yeah.
and you never hear about it. I know what you're talking about because when I go, I travel a lot. And so like when I'm in these small towns, I'm always taking pictures of the sunflowers on the sides of, some kind of looks like a water treatment building or something like that.
Mhm.
You find buildings that are more utilitarian than anything and just put a nice mural on them. Are there other avenues like that in Oklahoma? I know in Colorado and in some other I was thinking Fort Collins really off the top of my head, where they'll paint like fire hydrants. And then they've got, I know in Fargo they did the bison, and then they so kind of did something like that. You guys only do murals, right? You don't get into the other areas, or do you?
Through Sunny Days Mural Fest, we only do murals. I have tossed, we're a relatively young organization, 6 years, and so we're just now. I'm only the second paid staff person ever, so we're getting there, and we hope to have more of year-round programming. So one of the ideas that I had was I would love to do the mural festival obviously takes a huge amount of work to put on between coordinating the artists and the city and the building owners and all of that. But I would love to do have a program for some of these smaller towns who maybe don't have those kind of downtown cultural districts or a lot of buildings where we come in and paint just a water tower or one iconic building and just bring some art to these smaller towns because the mural festivals really have to be supported by more what I would call mid-sized towns because we have to be able to crowdsource the resources and have the space to do it. But I would love to be able to really bring art to truly small towns. I think it's really eye-opening and important, and it creates a lot of civic pride, I think, it's something that when the people who live in these towns, they have somebody come visit, it's something they take them to show them. And I would really love for us to expand into that eventually. We're just not there yet. But Oklahoma City we were recognized, I forget what the organization was, but we were recognized as like a top 10 arts city in the country because we have a really great department through our city who is very supportive of the arts. So we have lots of murals and statues and they actually just Clara Luper was a big civil rights activist in the 60s in OKC, and they just put a huge statue of her and the kids that she worked with in downtown OKC. So in general, the state is very supportive of the arts. Well, the people who live here are. I won't necessarily say the state of Oklahoma, but the citizens who live here and the cities are very supportive of the arts.
I think the water tower is a great idea.
Yeah.
That to me just seems like a no-brainer for states to really support, especially with matching funds and other things that are
Mm.
going on, and some of the public-private partnerships that they have, and they could really turn it into it doesn't even have to be a week-long thing; it can just be one day of an unveiling and have little surge of economic impact for a small
Yeah.
town. I mean, really, again, when I was going through Colorado last time, I stayed in I think it was Sterling, Colorado, and the water tower was painted. The side of the grain elevator was painted. Basically, the things that are foregone by yesterday's technology were given to the artists as a blank canvas. And any town that's below 5,000 has those,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Wow. That's impressive. Yeah, and then you take what is really an eyesore, like you said, something that's outdated and not probably not being used anymore, and you turn it into a piece of art. How cool is that?
Exactly. And in today's day and age where they really are kind of intermingling a lot of the corporate and bigger businesses, and then having some different tiers for the smaller businesses that are want to keep their connection with the state and the community available, that sort of thing. And I know in like dog parks, it's popular to sell like a little brick and, or a little paver stone. And whenever new art centers are being built, the little brick that you can have your family's name in and some of those things. But with art, it's a whole different ballgame because of Well, it's art. It's
Yeah,
subjective and it's open to interpretation. And so yeah, it's art. So
yeah.
um I did want to ask you one more. Let's see, we got the Route 66. Okay. And what are you making it for the Route 66? What can people expect, I guess, for the day? Is it a day, 2 day celebration? Is that right? A 2 day? You said that
It's
there's
one. It's
music. Oh, go ahead.
mhm.
Sorry.
It's okay. The artists will be there for a week, and we
Okay.
welcome the community to come out and observe them painting, ask them questions, ask us questions. We'll be on site. But the actual festival celebration itself is one day. It'll be Saturday, May 30th from 12 to 8. And yeah, we'll have music, vendors, food trucks, photo ops. It's really just a big celebration of the completed art. We ask all the artists to complete their murals on that day. Yeah, it's just a really beautiful celebration and brings
Oh,
a
this is
lot of.
May 30th. Okay.
Hmm.
I will be in Tulsa on that day, so I'm going to swing out there
Come
and
see
check it out.
us.
I'm going to
Yeah, we
do
would
that.
love
So who's
that.
playing? Who's the music? Is
We
Brandy
have not
Carlisle
booked.
playing?
Oh yeah, yeah. She did it for us for real cheap, you know.
When I was in Fort
Um,
Collins, I stumbled upon they did this event that was just so fantastic, West Fest it was called.
mm,
And basically, they just shut downtown down, and they had 6 or 7 stages in
oh
different
wow.
areas of the downtown. And so you could go to all these different bands, and it was 40 bands from Colorado, right?
Wow.
And but they had a main stage that they brought in some big acts, like Cake was there,
Oh,
but Brandy Carlisle was there, and I just stumbled
oh
upon. Oh,
wow.
okay, well, great, all right. And this was
Yeah.
before Chicago Hope or whatever, whenever before she made it ultra big. She was only
Yeah, I
big.
was gonna say.
She was mid big, not ultra big, you know. And
Yeah.
but anyway, who's playing at your event? Do you guys have it booked yet, or
We haven't booked the
okay?
artists yet.
I mean, are
We
they
have.
local? Is it a national act
It'll
or
be local,
okay?
yeah. But we're trying to get some bigger names this year. We have programmed the whole day in the past. I think this year we may keep the programming more towards the end of the day because I don't know if you've been to Oklahoma in May, but it is hot. And it's the stage is out in the middle of the street, and so we're gonna concentrate our resources towards really programming the music at the end of the day when it's a little bit cooler.
And would this be female music?
Yes,
I
yeah,
mean, because
we
it would
will.
fall under the female artist and everything along
Yep,
those
and we
lines.
and we pay our performing artists as well. So we put all the stats together this year. We have paid almost $500,000 to visual artists, to our muralists over the last 5 years, and then we've paid almost $30,000 to performing artists over the last couple of years.
Okay,
So we're
well,
really
that's
proud
great.
of that.
And then you mentioned there's food trucks and vendors and that kind of
Hmm.
thing. So it's really kind of I call it an outdoor trade show,
Yeah.
and flea market where you can go buy you can buy things, right? Is that the idea? The vendors
Yes.
are
Yeah.
going to be crafts and then
Yep. We'll
also
have
probably corporate
local,
and
yeah, local handmade vendors and stuff for sale.
outstanding. Well, yeah, because I'm gonna when I planned my Route 66 trip, it was actually backdoored from the Capitol Cruise happening in Tulsa,
Oh,
which,
okay.
which is where they're trying to. I don't know if you're aware of this or not,
I'm
but
not.
oh my word. Okay, so you should probably be because you're gonna have so many cars driving by you. They're literally trying to break the world's record for the most classic cars driven past one street.
Oh, cool. When
And
is
they,
this happening?
I think on the May 30th or June, I think May 30th.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's either May 30th or June
Maybe we'll
1st.
have a big classic car show right through the middle of our festival. That'd be great.
Well, no, you're going to. That's why I'm saying I'm going. It's the same weekend because
That's great.
there's also another event June 1st, and some of these things really blend together in my head. Obviously, I just know I'm going to be in Tulsa for May 30th because of this classic car, and I don't know if I'm
Yeah.
staying. But I'm staying in Tulsa for 3 days.
Yeah, great.
Sorry, I'm just doing a quick Google search. Yeah,
No.
yeah, it is May 30th. So
Oh,
the
that's great.
Tulsa class. And how far is your event from this deal again?
About 20 minutes. Yeah, so so Lilac District is on Main Street and then Route 66 is right here. So it's like just a little pull off right there. So we'll have the cars just driving right by. That's
I was
great.
trying to imagine, well, I'm not sure if acoustic would work best or maybe get a speed metal band in to really compete with some of the motors going by because those are going to be loud engines going by, you know. I mean,
Yeah,
classic cars, they generally take the mufflers off so they can, have it look at me, look at me driving by, that type of
that's
thing. So
funny.
anyway, yeah, I didn't mean to break that news to you there, but
No,
it's
it's okay. We're gonna figure it out. It's gonna be great.
well, I was going to say really lean into it because
Yeah.
you will probably, that day might be the most populated day for the road. And I'm being totally
Wow.
serious. So, your event is actually picked on the most perfect day that you possibly could. A lot of people are trying to coincide with April 30th,
Mm.
which is kind of the official, unofficial kickoff of Route 66 for the 100th year anniversary. John Goodman is going to be the MC.
Oh,
They're doing
cool.
it from Springfield, Missouri, but they're, of course, doing the satellite. Um, Dick Dick Clark, Ryan Seacrest. Okay, let's go over to Chicago. Let's go over here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the ball dropping thing.
Cool.
And so May 30th, though, that was always in my back of my head as the other big date. And now that I want to say they had 2,500 cars last I checked.
Oh my gosh.
They're trying to get more than 5,000.
Wow.
Yeah, the world record is 5,000. So that's what I'm saying. Well, that's a lot of
Yeah.
cars.
Yeah. Well, that'll be fun. That'll be really cool.
So if you're a vendor and you want to take advantage of that, how can somebody give you a call or give you an email and reach out and say, you know what? I got some bracelets I want to sell to these classic car owners that are going to be driving by this Mural Fest. How can people sponsor and get in touch with you and give you some assistance so that you can really amplify their business?
Yeah, I think our vendor applications have closed, but we are always taking them in case we can wait list people. But our food vendor applications, I believe, are still open, and that's on sunnydaysmuralfest.com under apply.
And we'll make sure we have the links here and everything. But
Yeah.
as I kind of wrap up here, looking at the clock, anything that we left out? Anything you want to reiterate? Anything that we want to omit?
No omissions, I don't think. No, thank you so much for having me on. We're really proud of what we do, and we hope that the community comes out and supports us. Thank you for giving me a platform to talk about it. We we love that Oklahoma has embraced public art so much, and we know how important it is, not only um, to local economies, but civic pride, beautification. We know how much these murals can really change and transform the areas that they're in, and we're so happy that the communities that we are in are embracing that and supporting that. So yeah,
And one last question.
sure.
Kristen Milburn, Sunny Days Mural Fest happening May 30th. And the only note I didn't write down is what time does it start and what time approximately does it end?
It'll be 12 to 8 p.m.
12 to 8 p.m. Oh, that's not too late. I mean, anything past 8 p.m., I'm going to bed.
Yeah,
I'm at that age where,
same.
yeah. So, anyway, but well, thank you so much for your time today. And we'll talk down the road, okay?
All right, thank you for having me.